We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity Top Gun Sales Boot Camp Training. And so definitely you want to get, before and after. There's so much activity that goes on before and after. So Kenny, you were asking a great question.
So Luke mentioned it's something that if he has, so I've built a system where, if something that I do repeatedly, I have a system for that process, where I can just enter a few different measurements and it automatically gives me a price, a number. And then Luke notices that's faster than, manually. And then I asked him if he does something new that's not in the system, if he creates a system for that.
Yeah.
And he said he doesn't.
So Tom Kuhn went ahead and so 140,000 salespeople, a lot of salespeople in 70 different countries for Century 21. And he said, I think it was his number one top salesperson where his dad died, or his dad had cancer. His dad had cancer, and so he was on hospice. And so the sales guy, top sales guy, or one of the top ones, went ahead and took 6 months off to be with his dad before his dad died. And that was the best year he ever had. And one of the secrets of that guy was he had a philosophy: if he did something more than once, then it was a system. If you do something once, you don't need a system. You do something twice, you need a system.
What I would usually do is, if it's once you create it, build something, go through it manually, and then that'll always be in that client's estimate. So you can always return to that and look at that if you need it. But try to, when you go through and create it, is think like, okay, if I want to use this, create it in a way that you can reuse it if you want to. And then if that comes around again, remember, and if you should be able to remember which estimate that was in. So we have a job type and description, and then you can always go back to that estimate, copy and paste it into your estimate, and then build your system. Or we have a template that we use that makes a copy, and then that's where I would put it into the estimate template then.
Yep. And then what you do is you go ahead, and this is where MCAT comes in. And so if you go ahead and do referral tabs, that helps too. So you might not remember the client, but if you, and in MCAT, this is really good. In MCAT, you think of MCAT as something for individuals, but you can go ahead and create it for categories or for other people, or situations. Like, I don't know if there's something there, probably is. Oops. So if I go in here and say pickleball, so here I can go ahead and, so it's not a person, it's pickleball. And then, I can go ahead and these are the people connected into pickleball. So what you're doing is building a spider web of interconnections together. So being able to organize things, I was surprised. I didn't think I'd ever written a white paper on organization, but yesterday I found one for one of our clients where there was something on organization, not nearly as good as what I'd like, but anyways, so doing that. This here, over here in the lead info, this here is where you got your lead from, but it's just one thing, it's just one level. I was talking about when I was in the mortgage industry in my 20s, the system was we had three levels. So, referral partners, past clients, advertising, internet. So typically you have kind of up to seven categories where you're watching that. And that's not built into MCAT, but it could be. And then you go ahead and then your first level is, let's say, a realtor. Okay, you got a referral from a realtor. Okay, great. The next level is which office you got the referral from. And the next one is the agent within the office. So when you look at technology, technology can make you more efficient in what you're doing. I am a maniac on where I don't want to waste seconds. So one of the reasons that I have 20 to 30 hours of free time, and if you haven't been through the 30-day challenge, you want to go through the 30-day challenge. If you haven't, if you're not talking about the 30-day challenge at least once or twice a week, you probably need to go through it again. If you're not thinking about it on a daily basis, you probably need to go through it again. If it's not so much part of your DNA, it's just those 10 natural laws, those 10 videos are just reflexes you don't even think about. You probably need to go through it again. This time when you go through it, like you guys take, Andrew through it. You take a couple other people through it. And so that the 30-day challenge on the secret about time, it goes ahead. And so this not only gives you more time, it helps you make a lot more money. And there's different levels. It teaches you how to sell. So first time you go through, you manage up and out, and you do it to 3 or more people. So first 10 days, this is what you do. So Dan Graham, he was the top salesperson in the mortgage industry. He and I were in our late 20s. He didn't have any kids when we first started. He used to play professional football for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So center. And he was a lot like Kenny. Sharp guy, put things into technology. And he came in after, I don't know, 30 days, 60 days. He said, Mark, what's the next thing to do? And I said, what do you mean? He says, well, I've done everything you've told me to do and it's working. I said, it's working? He's like, yeah. I'm like, wow. Okay. Like nobody had ever done it. I mean, so he built systems. He ended up going from brand new loan officer to the top loan officer to starting his own company. And now 30 years later, he's got his own mortgage company. I think it's pretty much running without him. He's brought somebody in. And so in football, in professional football, these guys are making millions of dollars, right? They're pretty well off, top athletes in the world. And he said on his first day, it doesn't matter if you're a brand new rookie or if you're a brand new rookie or if you're a seasoned veteran, doesn't matter. First thing they teach you to do is tie your shoes. So here you're getting paid, I don't know, $30 million a year, and they're teaching you how to tie your shoes. And this is your 10th year in and they teach you how to tie your shoes. Anybody know why?
So their shoe doesn't go flying off the plane.
And why is that important?
It's not done right, you can trip.
And why is that important? You can die.
You can die.
Literally.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, there was a church league and, it's flag football, and Dan, went out and played on the church league. And after 10 minutes, he went to Dave Libby, another friend of mine, says, listen, Dave, I got to go. And Dave's like, no, because everybody wanted him there because he's the football star. No, you need to stay. He says, no, I need to go. And he's like, why? He says, I'm afraid I'm going to kill somebody, literally. Like they're coming after me because testosterone and, and he says, I'm afraid I'm going to have a reflex and I'm going to break somebody's neck. Not intentionally, it's just reflex. So at that level of play, this is going back to dimensional thinking. So at low levels, it's not that big a deal. Like when a small child, when a 3-year-old boy is a little reckless on a bike, you're like, it's kind of cute. He's going to hurt himself. But do you anticipate that little boy is going to turn into a teenage boy and turn into a man. Is he going to be reckless and kill himself or somebody else? And so you think about in dimensions, higher dimensions, the stakes get higher and there's less room for mistakes. Same thing is true in sales. So here it's following directions. Can you follow directions? And so a lot of the times what happens is the top people think, well, the rules don't apply to me. There's different rules and they're actually higher. So sometimes people say, Mark, how many rules do you have? Like I make up rules for myself. And mostly they're to protect other people from me accidentally saying something, doing something causes them to go into therapy and have medication for the rest of their life. Just like my pickleball court yesterday, my pickleball coach, I asked her the personalities. And so she's an expressive, amiable on the geo test, and she's an analytic driver on the pain quadrant test. And there were two other ladies there. And I told her, and she's like, so she's, this young gal's just recently married. And she's like, that's amazing. That's so crazy. And another woman's like, holy cow, are you a wizard? Yeah, kind of. And so, can you follow direction? Can you follow through? So you do this. And so phase two, you get 12 or more people. You get 12 or more people. And then you get two other people to join you in your journey. And then you go ahead, and then the next level is you go ahead and have 24 or more people. And you get your two buddies to get two buddies there. Like, does anybody understand the absolute brilliance of this?
Nope.
Does anybody ask me, Mark, seems like it's pretty detailed here. It's written out. Like, why do you do this? Nobody's ever asked me. What this is
Mark,
doing
it
is
seems like it's.
what's that?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Seems like it's pretty detailed, written out. Why do you do this?
Right. So I mean, somebody put some thought into this. Like somebody said, there's a reason for it. So your referral partners, they're business owners. What's their biggest challenge? 33% of them are going to say time. They don't have time. And who's going to pay for that? You guys are. And if you go ahead and say, hey, I went through this 30-day challenge, I'm going through again. Would you guys like to go through it? Well, you know what? I'm Amish and I don't really have electronic. Well, let me loan you this tablet here, for 30 days. And so this here, it creates discipline. It creates camaraderie, like you went through it. And so like, I don't know if Kenny, are you going to ever forget this?
Nope.
I know I won't. Like he and Elena went and did battle. Whoa, baby cakes. Holy cow. Like he and Elena did battle and like, I don't know who won. I mean, I won't say she did, but I won't say he did either. I mean, that was traumatic for me. Like to see a young man deal with a 3-year-old girl, sheepers. She's got some sass on her. And so this here, you make it an event, so it creates an event, a memory, an opportunity. And so you get to say, hey, this is what it is. And so the 30-day challenge, is powerful. It's a powerful referral development tool. And it builds camaraderie, it builds teamwork, it's a whole bunch of stuff. So neat. Always come early, always stay late. There's lots of cool stuff. Nora, what you got?
I had 65% yesterday.
Dang, girl. That's awesome. So what was I thinking it might be?
I don't know.
20, 30, 30%.
Why?
Because you have a ceiling, there's a ceiling and a floor. And so you blew through it with your 60+% or 90, whatever it was, really high. So you went high, and I figured you were going to come down low. So often what we do is we go ahead and do really good, and then we put ourselves into a roller coaster. So having 2 days in a row it's just amazing, real good. So how do you do that? It's how you think. It's how you think, and the harder the day is, the more difficult the day is. The more it reveals your thinking process. So good work. Anything else you got?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the email I sent you last night, but speaking about The Secret About Time, I spent over an hour last night in the booklet that I'm doing on that, and I was thinking and started doing it to where I was like, what if I could put the videos like in the booklet,
Right.
so where people that don't have access to internet can't use the excuse anymore to not go through it because it's written out.
Oh, I see. Transcribing it.
Yeah, not like I didn't do like the entire video, but I ran it
I
through
gotcha.
AI and then had it like condense it
I did
and
not
put
see
it
that.
in.
That's a beautiful idea. See,
So,
that's a beautiful idea. And having something, like I don't like connecting that into here and putting the flip book in here. So when somebody goes through it, like Elena, that girl, she's got sass. And so she's 3 years old and she's going through the 30-day challenge. And, so that's my granddaughter. And she's like, Mommy, I'm too tired to watch video on Grandpa. Like, what'd you get from the video? I don't know what Grandpa's saying. I have no idea what he's saying. Like the precious little child. And Elena still loves me. Like she's still, so it's, and then having something for children, like, and yeah, oh, I love that idea. I, yeah, nice. Now my brain is like on fire. Anything else you got, Nora?
one more thing. So if you have like a new client that doesn't really have any systems, so there's like a whole lot you could do in the beginning. How do you um not like
Prioritize.
overwhelm them? What's that?
Prioritize.
Yeah, and
So
like
that
not
helps,
overwhelm them, but get like as much done as possible
right? So
right away.
prioritize will help to not overwhelm them.
Okay.
So here's the first one, or here's the first one or two or three. And so how do you prioritize them? You prioritize them usually, it's depending on the business, but a lot of small businesses, it's going to be money. What systems will go ahead and produce the most money? And typically, the easiest system to have is tracking 100% of your leads. And that's the first system that will go ahead and produce more revenue. And it's the easiest to do, and it can be a manual system. So you're looking at like what's always time and money. And so what's more important, time or money? Like what's more important, air or water? Well, air is. But if you don't have water, you won't die as fast without water as you do air. But water is real important too. And so money is going to be, because if you don't have money, you'll go out of business fast. So money is going to be, in a way, more important than time in the short term for businesses. So most business owners, their biggest fear is going back and getting a real job. I mean, that's my biggest motivation. I don't care how much money I earn. I just don't want to get a real job. I'd rather die in the jungle than live in the zoo. So you go ahead and look at that. But time is also, so when you're looking at, you're ideally building them systems that give them both money and time back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so on the 30-day challenge on the workbook, on the 30-day challenge in the workbook, like what did you learn? So do we have manage up and out after each day? Do we have, yeah. So there's a whole bunch of different things that can be done about that. And that would connect you with your action. It's how we think. So they've gone their whole life using excuses on, well, why didn't you get that done? I don't have enough time. That's not the truth. It's a lie. What it means is we don't have a high enough priority. So there's 3 reasons why people don't do something they know they need to do. They don't know the true value of doing it. They don't know the true cost of not doing it. They don't know how to get it done with their current bandwidth level. But anytime teaching ourselves, you never ever don't allow your kids to say it. Don't ever say, I don't have enough time. That's not the truth. It's a lie. What we're saying is it's not a high enough priority. And so, why won't you hang out with me? It's not a high enough priority. People like to be lied to. They just do. But it's not good. It's not healthy. And I could go into a whole bunch of stuff there. But nice. Anything else, Nora, you have?
No.
Man, I love it when a plan comes together. Okay. Kenny, what you got?
So yesterday I was out on the job site and I'm gonna be doing more of that, so I won't have as much time in sales. I'll still have evenings, afternoon. Anyway, talk with a guy on the job. He came up, is like, hey, you need to come out and take a look at my house. I need a job or need an estimate. So I was like, okay, well, let me get your information, because rather than giving them a card and I give the guy a call, I like to get their information so it's out in our hands and we control the situation. So I just got my phone out, text Luke, got all his information, all his information and some notes on the project, and then send him a text. It's like, it would be ideal if, like, within a matter of minutes, if Luke would get the text, give that guy a call, and schedule a time to come out and take a look at it. And where he would be like, oh, I just got there. I just left him. I was just talking to that guy. And we're already on the phone. He's already talking with us.
Your question is?
I don't know if that happened. Luke, do you know what was the time difference and when you got the text and when you gave the call?
Maybe like 5 minutes. I called him, and then the first thing he said, he recognized. Did you tell him my name?
Yeah, I told him, Luke, you'll be talking to Luke and he will give you a
And
call.
then first thing he said was, "Wow, that was quick."
Nice.
So was that quick, Luke?
That as quick as it could be.
Do you know why?
Because I was also out on a job. I don't know.
Yeah, it's how you think. So I was in Las Vegas at an event, and I was talking to a guy, and I said, it was interesting. I did the biggest challenge and blah blah blah. And I said, well, somebody from my team will give you a call. He said, okay, that'd be great. And I think it was Jacqueline or Nicole. And I said, so he turned around, walked away, and I text Jacqueline and Nicole, and it was less than a minute, and I could see him. And she called him. He turned around, looked at me, he's like, wow, that's crazy. So
Keepers.
Yeah. And that was, so it's coordination. So 5 minutes, he thinks it's fast. So that's
And
good.
and it is, and
It's not
like
bad,
compared
right?
to
Right.
some people,
Right.
absolutely.
Compared to some people. So yeah, so that's good. That's really good. But if you think, this is a difference in personalities. So, these three personalities, like the analytic, they think it's good. The amiable for sure thinks it's good. The expressive, they for sure thinks it's good. The driver's like, it's not bad. So, which of those three attitudes do you think is going to grow, learn, get better, faster? Which of these four do you want? Like I thought yesterday, I think I might hire the pickleball coach to go ahead and coach like all the opponents. Like who has ever done that? Rather than coaching me, coach the people I'm playing against to beat me. Because I like them. I don't want to move on. Like I like them. I'm serious. I'm like, that would be like, like he's paying. Yeah, he's paying to have somebody coach. So that would just be weird. Cool. Nice. Congratulations, guys. That's awesome.
It was actually, I'm just looking at my text, and then when I called, it was 2 minutes, not 5 minutes.
See, that's cool. That's cool. Now you're starting to play with the big boys. Like, yeah, nice. Nice. Questions?
How do we like make that make that dependable so where I know or I can realize like this is gonna happen. I know it.
Right. So you always under promise and over deliver in sales. And so you make sure you communicate really well. Like Lou's got to be in a position, he needs to know, like he's or whoever it is, Andrew, anybody who it is, because what they do is subconsciously you win their heart. Like they're just like, dang, because again, you're a young male, so you're dumb and irresponsible. So I can get away with something. Not that I'm old, but I can get away with stuff you guys can't.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys got to be so good that people are like, holy cow. So you're always battling, and who's got it harder than you guys do?
Women.
Yeah. Nora's got it harder because there's all this profiling, there's this stereotyping that happens. It just is. Why? Because a lot of young males out there are dumb and irresponsible. And this will carry over into other areas of your life. It's like fun. It's fun to be disciplined. It's fun to be a machine. It's fun to impress people when they think of you as one thing and you're something else. That's just cool. So it's good communications, it's putting systems, it's highlighting these type of things, it's having a contest. Okay, 2 minutes is the record time. Like it's all of those type of things. That's how you stand out, because you just absolutely blow them away. It's not even a competition. It's not even close. It's like, holy, and it's not just that piece. It's like a culture in your company. Like these are the things that create legends. Like you want a legend. Like, it's too bad you guys weren't around, when I was in my 20s. So what I have to do, and you guys weren't even conceived. So like, but what I'm trying to do is create legends. Like Mark did this. Like my kids, I want them to succeed greater than I do. I want the people I develop to succeed more than I do, more than I did. Like I want greater success. There's competition, but it's for the betterment of everyone. It's like these are legends. Like this is what it is because it just feels good. Like really, really good. Nice. Anything else, Kenny, that you have?
No.
So when people just start joining, like Andrew, he's joining. Like, how do we onboard him into the Top Gun? And so you guys probably at some point will do a video or something and say, listen, the first 4 months, it's not all sexy. It's not all amazing. There's some pretty messy times. There's times you feel like giving up. There's times you're like, this is boring. There's times you're overwhelmed. There's times that you want to cry. There's all kinds of stuff, but stick with it. So you look at the time frames, and you say, this is what it is. And so all of a sudden stuff starts happening. So Nora got an x-ray sale yesterday, right after Action Vision. So there's momentum. Like there's momentum and it's building. It's like boom, boom. So at some point, like getting an Action Vision sale, that's a big deal. At some point, it's going to be like, yeah, I only got 2 Action Vision sales today. Sucks. Not wanted 3. But you never lose the magic of the one. Like you don't ever lose that. And you do that and you start doing as a team, because you guys as a sales team, you guys start to see. And Andrew sees this and he's like, holy cow, I want to be like those guys when I grow up. And I don't want to wait 4 months to have these experiences. Well, what's your secret? Trust the integrity of the system. Do what Mark tells you to do, when he tells you to do it, how he tells you to do it. Do it with a great attitude. It's not that complicated. It's just not. Good. Anything else, Kenny, you got?
I do not. No.
Luke, anything you got?
May have to dig into this tomorrow, but Tom's realtor that took 6 months off and that was the best year he had. How does that work?
It's systems and people. But we can dig into it, but it's systems and people. You're just a machine. It's an absolute machine. And then it's like the day before vacation. So everybody on the team steps up because, when Jonathan died, I went ahead and maybe worked 2-3 hours a week for a year, because the whole team stepped up and just said, hey, and they won my heart. I'll be forever thankful and grateful for them for that. But I had spent decades building that, building the systems and building the people so they all go together in what it is. And then I became really efficient in those 2-3 hours a week, be there for my wife and my kids and really efficient, really, really, really efficient in what I was doing. Andrew, anything you got, sir?
No.
All right. A lot of cool stuff going on. This is awesome. Man. It feels good. It feels good. We had that rough Friday and then another rough time. And so it feels good. How do you create the feeling? You create the feeling by doing the things that we need to do and having us all it takes. Like when I was at just when I toured Grand Design and the plant manager said, all it takes is one person on the line and it takes the energy out of everybody. Same thing is true in your Top Gun. All it takes is one person's got a bad attitude, a whiny, a victim, whatever. All it takes is one and it takes the whole energy out of the room. You guys are to be commended, all of you. You guys are doing great. Keep up the good work.